There are reasons why so many people keep moving here, and some reasons people hate it. Cumming, Georgia has been growing like crazy in the last few years, but is it actually a good place to live? So today we're digging into the pros and cons so you can decide if this fast-growing suburb deserves a spot on your list. Let's get into it. Number one is definitely schools. Cumming, Georgia has some phenomenal schools, so let's go down the list and check them out. I'm pulling data from niche.com and greatschools.org. From niche.com, we're looking at the letter grade, and from greatschools.org, we're looking at the rating out of 10. Forsyth Central is right in the center of Cumming near City Center. It gets an A- on niche.com and a 6 out of 10 on greatschools.org. West Forsyth is over on the northwest side of Cumming, heading towards Canton. It's going to get an A- on niche.com and an 8 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Not a bad school at all, and you typically get a lot more house for your money in this particular school district. North Forsyth High is on the north side of the city. It gets an A- on niche.com and an 8 out of 10 on greatschools.org. It's further out there, so if you do buy a home in this school district, just know it's going to be a further drive to Target. South Forsyth is on the south side of Cumming. It gets an A+ on niche.com and a 10 out of 10 on greatschools.org. This is a really good one, and the homes in this district are typically higher because a lot of the parents want their kids to go here. And finally, we have Denmark, which is also on the south side. It got so crowded down there because of South Forsyth's popularity that they just had to build another high school. It's going to get an A+ on niche.com and a 7 out of 10 on greatschools.org. This school is fairly young, built in 2018, but has quickly risen to the top tier in Georgia. Cumming City Center is one of the biggest things to happen to this area in a long time, and it's already made a huge impact on the feel of the city. This project was designed to give Cumming a true downtown, something that it didn't really have in the traditional sense. I mean, it's got a downtown, but it's really just like some office space and municipal buildings. This, on the other hand, is more of a gathering place for the community. It's got a walkable layout, mix of retail, restaurants, offices, green space. There's a large amphitheater here that hosts concerts and events. There's a mini golf course, there's a brewery, and there's lots of patio and open seating. There's even expansions that are already in the works. Plans to include 74 single-family homes, all over 300 apartments, a Hilton, and even a new police headquarters. All of that is slated to open in 2026, which is only going to make this area even more of a destination. If you're looking for some great real estate options, let me know, because living this close to everything that's happening in City Center and Cumming, Georgia would be a huge win. One of the biggest draws of living in Cumming is just how well positioned it is. Whether you need to get into Atlanta for work, you want a weekend escape into the mountains, or you're looking for some easy access to some of the nearby suburbs, Cumming's going to give you a lot of flexibility. It sits just off of Georgia 400, which is one of the major north-south arteries in the metro Atlanta on the east side, especially. From the center of town, you're only about 40-45 minutes into Buckhead, and probably a little over an hour to the airport, always dependent on traffic. That makes it a pretty reasonable commute if you're working in the city a few days a week, or you want to catch that not too often flight. You're also close to other popular suburbs. Alpharetta and Johns Creek are both 20-30 minutes away, depending on where you are in town. Gainesville is northeast of Cumming, which has been blowing up recently, and Dawsonville is just a straight shot up 400 for, shopping at the outlet mall, or you're just heading towards the, the North Georgia mountains. Speaking of mountains, if you love hiking or camping, then you're certainly in a great spot. You're only about an hour from places like Dahlonega, Amicalola Falls, or even the southern edge of the Appalachian Trail. It's a great home base if you want access to the outdoors without giving up some of the suburban conveniences. When it comes to healthcare access, Cumming is in a really, really good spot, especially for a city that still feels more suburban than urban necessarily. You've got a solid mix of hospitals, urgent care centers, specialists, and primary care options, all, right in town, or at least just a few minutes away. The centerpiece is going to be Northside Hospital Forsyth, which has grown significantly over the past decade. This is going to be your full service hospital that's part of the highly regarded Northside network all around Metro Atlanta. Atlanta. They've got everything from emergency care, surgery, maternity, cancer treatment, all of the things. And the campus keeps expanding, which is a good sign that the city is planning for the future growth. Beyond hospitals, Cumming is full of outpatient clinics, pediatricians, dental offices, and physical therapy centers. If you're someone who wants healthcare that's close by, whether it's for yourself or aging parents, you won't feel like you're out in the sticks here. Well, maybe a little bit on the north side. If you're elderly, maybe you're retiring here, maybe you have a loved one with some ongoing medical needs, this can be a big deal. Having access to a major hospital and plenty of care just a few minutes away can make a world of difference. If being outside is your thing, Cumming, Georgia is a great option. There's a ton to do outside and it's all pretty close by. The biggest draw is going to be Lake Lanier, and Cumming is going to sit right on the western edge. Whether you're into boating, fishing, jet skiing, just relaxing by the water, you've got really quick access to one of Georgia's most popular recreational lakes. There are several public parks and boat ramps nearby, like Mary Alice Park, Baldridge Campground, which are great for day trips or just a quick camping getaway. Inside the city, Sawney Mountain Preserve is a local favorite. It's got over 900 acres of green space, several miles of hiking trails, including the popular Indian Seats Trail, which gives you these all the views of North Georgia. It's a great place if you're gonna bring your kids or your dogs, or just to clear your head a bit. And then you've got the Big Creek Greenway. This is a multi-use path that runs through parts of Cumming and even down into Alpharetta. It's perfect for walking, running, hiking, biking, walking the dog. Great alternative for, some of the more rugged trails if you're just looking for something flat that you can cruise for a while. Whether you're looking for mountain views, lakeside afternoons, peaceful trails close to home, Cumming is going to give you plenty of ways to stay active outdoors without having to drive too far to find it. Cumming and the surrounding Forsyth County have seen expansive growth over the last decade, and while that comes with some challenges, it's also a big part of what makes this area so exciting right now. Back in the early 2000s, this was pretty quiet, mostly rural part of the metro, but since then, Cumming has grown into one of the fastest developing cities in North Georgia. New neighborhoods are being built all the time, major retailers and restaurants are moving in, and there's a growing number of local businesses that are setting up shop as the population continues to expand. The city is also making a big investment in the future beyond the Cumming City Center that we already talked about. There are more projects in the works to keep up with that demand. Things like expanded roadways, improved public safety infrastructure, new parks. They're trying to get a hockey team over here with a big sports complex. So cross your fingers for that one, because that would be amazing. And the schools are trying to keep up as well, with new schools being built and existing ones getting upgraded to handle all of the new families moving in. East Forsyth High School was just built in 2021. New Pope Elementary was built in 22, and there's a 145-acre property being cleared for potential new school construction over on Dr. Bramlett Road. What's interesting is that even with all of this growth, Cumming has so far managed to hold on to its small town charm for now. Depending on where you are, some will say it's gone already. It still has local festivals, schools, sports, parades, farmers markets, but if you're looking for a city that's on the rise, Cumming is going to bring tons of opportunity. By the way, if you're thinking about making a move anywhere in Metro Atlanta, whether it's Cumming, Georgia, or really anywhere else, my contact info is below in the description or right here at the bottom of the screen. Call, text, or email anytime. I'm happy to answer your questions and help you figure out which area or areas are going to best fit you. When people start narrowing down their place to live, safety is usually close to the top here, and for good reason. While no place is completely free of crime, Cumming, Georgia consistently ranks as one of the safer cities in Metro Atlanta. Now, I'm not going to say whether a city is safe or not. We're going to use neighborhoodscout.com as our main reference here, which compiles crime statistics and compares them across cities nationwide. According to their latest data, the chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime in Cumming is just 1 in 206, which is lower than 76% of all towns and cities in Georgia. Most of the crime that does occur here falls into, the non-violent category, things like petty theft, car break-ins, and it tends to be concentrated around some of the busier commercial areas. Residential neighborhoods, especially some of the newer subdivisions, have very low incident rates. Neighborhood Scout does go on to say that compared to other communities of similar population size, Cumming has a crime rate that is noticeably lower than the average. This means that for comparable cities all across America, Cumming is actually safer than most, according to Neighborhood Scout's exclusive analysis of FBI crime data. One of the most common concerns people have about Cumming is how quickly the area is growing. On one hand, growth brings new jobs, better amenities, more housing options, but on the other hand, it can also bring traffic, crowded schools, and a loss of that small town feel that many people were originally drawn to in the first place. Over the past decade, Forsyth County has been one of the fastest growing counties, not just in Georgia, but in the entire country, with an increase of 12% in population since 2020. Cumming has gone from being a quiet little city to really kind of a booming suburb with major development all over town, especially on the south side near the Forsyth-Fulton County line. For longtime residents, the pace of growth can feel overwhelming. Roads that were once quiet are now clogged at rush hour. Neighborhoods that used to, back up to woods or farmland now have new subdivisions going up right next door. And while the city is doing a lot to expand infrastructure, widening the roads, building new schools like we talked about, some folks worry that it might not be able to keep up. So if you're looking for something truly quiet and rural, Cumming might not be a fit for long. But if you're okay with a little hustle and bustle in exchange for better services and rising home values, the growth might actually be a benefit in the long run. And along with that rapid growth comes another big concern: housing prices. Cumming, Georgia used to be considered, a more affordable alternative to places like Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Milton, but that gap has been closing. In recent years, the demand for homes in Cumming has just skyrocketed, especially in, highly rated South Forsyth, Denmark High School districts. And as more people have moved in, prices have climbed, both for new construction and existing homes. It's not uncommon to see bidding wars on move-in ready properties, and homes in top tier neighborhoods can now easily push past $800,000. This doesn't mean you still can't find good value over here. Areas in the north and west sides of the city, especially near North Forsyth and West Forsyth High School, tend to offer more space, slightly lower prices. But if you're hoping to score a deal near, some of the top schools or the walkable areas like City Center, just know that affordability is becoming more of a challenge here than it used to be. Now, if this sounds like something that you're looking for, give me a call and we'll get the relocation process started. If you're looking for something different and you're still exploring some other options, then check out this playlist. I've got vlogs, map tours, guides, so you can learn all about these different suburbs. Better yet, give me a call. We'll chat about it directly. I'll see you in the next one.